Welcome, Pythoneers. Today, we're going to talk about Jupyter Notebooks. A Jupyter Notebook is a tool where you can write Python code and explanations in the same document. It will be a little different from the Python scripts we have executed or ran in our VS Code or PyCharm. And before we delve in more in depth about what it is and what it can do, let's start with the primary source of where we will use a Jupyter Notebook. So we will, in a browser, your favorite browser, search for Google Colab. And then we get this first link with colab.research.google.com. Go in there. And here we have a demo, but I'm going to create here in this button, there's a new notebook. Click on that. And then we'll arrive this kind of interface where we have a sidebar here, and then we have this menu here and the typical file menu. We see the name of this. So it's similar to Google Documents, Google Sheets. We can name it whatever we want, but then we see also this extension. So Python files had the .py extension, just the P and Y. Here we see this has IPINB, Interactive Python Notebook. First time you open one of these and for example, this is kind of like a web application without running this locally on our computer. So we don't need to install Python. It has everything available for us. So it's also very useful, similar to Google Docs and similar that we can share and we can work with others. And instead of writing very large programs in a Python script locally, notebooks are divided into cells. We see our first cell we get here, and let's say we create a variable, let's say name. And I'll give it an empty string initially. To run it, we can click the play button here or shift enter. And let's see, the first time we run this, it has to provision resources. For us, it'll take a little longer than usually, but after that, it'll be quick. And we can see down here that it has understood by our code that we'll be using Python 3. Now, nothing happened. We see this green check mark, it's done. So what I can do, a bit different from when we're running Python scripts, I don't have to type print name. I can do that. We can see it here if I run it. Since it's an empty string, nothing happens. So I can go back here and I can give it a name like Captain. And you see, even if I run this now, nothing happens because this needs to run first. It's still using the old code. So this is one of the mistakes most people do when they're using this. So I run this again. We see the green check mark. Now I run. Now we see the output is Captain. But we don't need to use print in a Jupyter Notebook. It's enough just to type name, the name of the variable, and then we see the output. But then we get this kind of like single quotation marks. It's up to you, whichever you like. There will be perhaps in the future various reasons to use one or another, but in the beginning it's not important. So as we can see, the notebook is divided into cells. We have this one in here, and there's two types of cells you can have. There's a code cell, which I can just click in this button, we add another one there, and then here we have the text. And here, this is Markdown based, similar to our documentation. And the benefit of that is that we can make it very readable. We can have code snippets, we can have headers, a different size, we can use bold. There's a lot of things we can do. There's a reason Markdown is so popular. And this way we can write small parts, do small changes, and document it. So code cells, here's where we write Python code and run it. And when we run it, we see the result directly under it. And these other cells are Markdown cells. You can use it for text, explanations. As I said, we have headings, we have lists, we have notes, describe what we're doing. Right now, this is not very complicated. But the interesting is that we can combine in a Jupyter Notebook code, results, visualizations, explanations. This makes it a very interactive document. For example, you want to demonstrate an idea or a new algorithm, and you want to also show the results visually, because not everyone perhaps understands the logic. And this is a very useful tool. This is why Jupyter Notebooks are very useful for learning, experimentation, and generally data science work. You can run your code step by step and see the results immediately. And we will, in the next demo, go more in depth on that. But all of these things together is why they are so widely used when you are working with Python and machine learning and data science and so on. Until next video.